Metroid Other M is a game that makes a lot of changes. The game differs from many other Metroid games in that it is a third-person action game. It also differs from third-person action games in that it is played using a sideways Wii remote. You have 8-way movement on the D-pad, and you can shoot and jump using the 1 and 2 buttons respectively. The A button is for the morph ball, and you can also point the remote at the screen for first-person missiles. You cannot move while doing this, and it makes them a danger to use during combat and more of a strategic choice. The minimalist control scheme ends up working because the game has expertly placed cameras that never have you getting lost or confused. Combat is built around an auto-aim so that you don't have to directly aim at your enemies. And a lot of the higher concept combat is about dodging and managing different groups of enemies. You can pull off special finishing moves by running into enemies while holding the charge beam. These are all very satisfying and fun to watch, and they put a good cap on the end of a battle. During or after a battle, you can hold the Wii remote upward and hold the A button to recharge your missiles. If your health is super low, this will also recharge some of your health, but it only works during a battle, and it's very difficult to find a safe place to do it. Structurally, the game most resembles Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. The game has a character named Adam Malkovich, whom you may or may not recognize as the computer from Metroid Fusion. He essentially serves the same purpose here by locking doors around the facility to usher you through the environments in very specific ways.
Lyle went ahead to secure a route to a facility of interest. I'll leave you to survey Sector 1.
This limits the exploration, and while I can see lots of items on my map to collect, I don't find them necessary, especially when you can charge your missiles back up on a whim. Metroid Other M's biggest flaw is its reliance on a cutscene-heavy story.
I knew I could get away with it. And his paternal compassion in the face of my rebellion reinforced the special bond I felt with him.
They really tried to put in a lot of deep character development into this one by having characters from Samus's past and showing her leave the Galactic Federation, but it is all for naught. The writing and voice acting are absolutely dreadful, and a lot of the stuff Samus says would feel more natural in a teenage girl's diary rather than coming out of the mouth of a bounty hunter.
Confession time.
The actual plot of the game itself is pretty good, and if it weren't for the voice acting and terrible writing, I could see it making a good addition to the Metroid fiction. Metroid Other M is a great game to play, but a terrible game to watch. The platforming is fun, the puzzles are intriguing, and the action is fast, but the dialogue and voice acting drag down the story and just make it a pain to watch any of the cutscenes. If you're looking for a game like Super Metroid or the Prime games, you won't find a lot of exploration. All of your objectives are pointed directly out to you, and all of the extra items show up on your map. You still have to look for them, but they're there for you to see. Even as harsh as I was on the story, I'm going to give Metroid Other M a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a different game than most Metroid games, but the action is really fun and it stands out from the Wii's library.